A lot of people want some sort of apology. I have no idea how to fully satisfy what people want, but I'll try, I guess. First thing I want to address is a lot of the victims that felt uncomfortable with being publicly outed. I fully understand why they are uncomfortable with this happening, and it's not that I don't care, but I felt like it was important to bring it up because I fully believe in my conscience that Abed is a pedophile. Another thing is that it's not that I don't care about how many people are going up against me. When people were trying to out Olivia as a predator or Mr. Zamboni, a lot of people pushed really hard back against that, and one of those people included myself. And why would this be the case? Why would victims of a predator defend the predator? And the reason being is that this predator has something to offer in these people's lives. And for me, I felt like Olivia had a lot to offer me in my life, as I viewed them as a sort of parental figure, a guide, a therapist, or just somebody to help me through my mental issues, which were severe and honestly still are quite severe. However, as we all know by now, being around them only really exasperated my issues and made them so much worse. And that's what I feel like is happening with Abed, or might happen in the future with Abed. I read screenshots of him descriptively talking about his sexual urges to minors, some of which at the time might have been 12 years old or 14 years old, fully knowing that he was one of the first of many friends to turn 18, and I just can't help but feel he's heavily on par with the actions that Olivia did. He added me to NSFW channels. He participated in sexually explicit calls and gave me access to them. Now, whether or not he's a victim feels irrelevant when I start to think about how much damage he could cause interacting with people who have been in these sexual situations with him. So honestly, it's developed this kind of complex in myself where I feel like if I'm not going to talk about this somehow makes me a bad person, because I wish that somebody could have helped me and stopped me from getting groomed. And I'm not saying that people didn't try. I think maybe there were some people who tried, but it never really ended up happening. And with this kind of mission that I have, it's not really happening either. And I mean, at the end of the day, I have to look out for myself to a degree. So I've decided to leave many parts of the internet. I'm not gonna be talking to much people in the MSM community, at least publicly, and I've cut a lot of connections, and stopped hanging out in public servers and whatnot. Also, not gonna be conversating on Twitter either. So yeah, basically, I know I've hurt a lot of feelings with people, and I mean, I'm sorry. I tried my best to do the right thing. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but I know a lot of people are hurt right now, and I don't think me apologizing or leaving might change that, but I can at least apologize. And before I end this video, I just want to talk about two places where I feel like I really lapsed in my judgment. The first situation was with Fanny. Whether it was or wasn't consensual, I'm still really sorry for what happened, and I believe it was a lapse of judgment on my part, at least referring to the sexual stuff. Referring to the part where I sent the gore images, that was definitely a trauma response from seeing like an animation of someone killing themselves So I try to be very knowledgeable of my triggers, and this is why I shell $200 for therapy. And on that note, I do know that Jello's been really upset that I try to ask them to refund the money that I bought them with Moho. And like, I guess maybe it wasn't the best thing to do, but ultimately I was trying to look out for myself at that point. I didn't have much of a support system, or friends for that matter, because I was avoiding many online spaces at the time. So I knew that I needed therapy and to talk to somebody, or stuff like the Vanny trigger stuff would happen, or, I might try to commit suicide or something. And these are still really real issues that I worry about, but it still doesn't make it right for what Jello had to endure because of my own personal needs. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that.